want you to show me who hit you yesterday.
I got hit with a football.
What are you gonna do? Nothing bad.
Over there.
All of them?
Well, most of them give me a hard time. Those two guys, Mike and Ian, are the worst. Those guys are real assholes.
What the?
Hey, Lou.
Maybe it's his boyfriend or something.
Excuse me. You know how to make a fireball?
Cinnamon schnapps and Tabasco sauce.
That's my drink of choice. Let me get one of those. Coke here for my brother. And I can't help but notice those ladies over there are drinking cheap beer. That seems like a shame to me. I'd like to buy each one of them a blowjob shot.
Are you serious?
I am. Let me get each one of those guys at Cosmopolitan.
Mister, I don't know what you're going for, but I was thinking of beer.
Blowjob shots for the ladies and a Cosmopolitan for each of the guys. You can keep the change on that.
Coke.
You want to try?
Sure.
Hot peppers. Oh, you drink that?
Yep.
Look at that table over there. That fucking guy? Thanks for the drink.
You're welcome.
You can have it.
Well, maybe you prefer this.
You guys should get out of here.
For the damages.
The film begins with a character named Laura Peterson, who is grieving the loss of her son, Caleb, a soldier who died in the Afghanistan war. This is a profoundly difficult time for her. Unexpectedly, David Collins, a former U.S. Army member and friend of Caleb, arrives to speak with Laura regarding Caleb's will. He conveys that Caleb wished for him to share his love for the family. This heartfelt message brings Laura to tears, and although David feels remorse for her distress, she expresses gratitude for his effort in relaying Caleb's sentiments and invites him to stay with them as long as he needs. As Laura and David engage in conversation, Laura's daughter, Anna, arrives to head to work and bids farewell to her mother. Laura introduces David to Anna before she departs. Meanwhile, Caleb's younger brother, Luke, is at school, where he struggles with loneliness and is often bullied. Unfortunately, he becomes a target when some bullies shove his face into a locker before he returns home. Upon arriving home, Luke meets David, who introduces himself and attempts to connect with him. Noticing a bruise on Luke's face, David inquires about it, but Luke fabricates a story, claiming he injured himself while playing football. Shortly thereafter, Laura's husband, Spencer, returns home and warmly welcomes David, allowing him to stay as long as he wishes. During their conversation, Spencer shares some work-related challenges he is facing. Meanwhile, Anna spends time with her boyfriend, Zeke, discussing David and recent events. The following day brings an unexpected turn when David visits Luke's school. Doubting Luke's explanation regarding his bruises, David asks him to identify the bullies. Luke points out the group responsible for his harassment. David and Luke follow the bullies to a bar where David initially attempts to undermine their confidence by purchasing expensive drinks. However, rather than feeling flattered, the bullies react aggressively and douse David with the drinks. Consequently, David feels compelled to teach them a lesson and confronts them physically. Afterward, he leverages his understanding of the law and possibly some financial influence to persuade the bartender not to report the incident. He advised Luke to assert himself against the bullies. Now, let's shift our focus to Anna and David, who are attending a Halloween party at the residence of one of Anna's friends. At the party, Anna introduces David to her boyfriend, Zeke, as well as her friends, Kristen and Craig. David makes a positive impression, leading to a quick camaraderie among them. During the festivities, Kristen's ex-boyfriend arrives and creates a disturbance, having been disrespectful towards her. David intervenes and ultimately confronts the individual, successfully defending Kristen. Impressed by his courage, Kristen invites David to her room for a more private interaction. After their conversation, David speaks with Craig and inquires about purchasing a firearm. Craig is curious about his intentions, but David simply mentions that soldiers typically have an affinity for guns. Craig offers to introduce David to someone he knows who previously sold firearms and advises him to prepare the necessary funds. Once they finalize arrangements with the gun dealer, David and Anna return home. En route, Anna offers to create a mixed CD for David. The following day, Anna begins to feel uneasy when she overhears David on a phone call that raises her suspicions. Determined to uncover the truth about David Collins, who is living in her home, she contacts the military base to verify his identity. They assure her they will investigate and provide her with the information. Meanwhile, news reaches the real David Collins, prompting a private company known as KPG, led by Major Carver, to assemble a special forces team and proceed to the Petersons' residence. It is revealed that the individual residing with them is an impostor, though his motives remain unclear. Returning to David, he attempts to purchase a firearm with Craig's assistance. They meet with a gun dealer known to Craig, and after presenting the money, the dealer shows David various pistols. However, in a surprising turn of events, David had no intention of buying a gun. Instead, he kills both the gun dealer and Craig, taking all the firearms for himself. Back with Anna, she receives confirmation from the military base that the individual living in their home is indeed an impostor, as the real David Collins is deceased. Anna hurriedly informs her parents of her concerns, but they dismiss her claims. Determined to validate her suspicions, she discreetly takes David's phone and captures a screenshot of the recent call log. During this time, Anna receives a call from Zeke, who reveals that Craig has been murdered and that he has been framed for the crime. Concurrently, Spencer's supervisor at work dies under suspicious circumstances, unexpectedly resulting in Spencer receiving the promotion he has long desired. Later that evening, as the Peterson family, including David, prepares for dinner, Anna reveals her concerns about David Collins to her family. However, David skillfully charms them by showcasing his military identity necklace, which convinces Laura and Spencer of his authenticity. Frustrated yet resolute in her quest to uncover David's true nature, Anna enlists her younger brother Luke to investigate David's phone for any suspicious contacts while she drops him off at school. Meanwhile, David assists Laura with laundry before abruptly going inside to retrieve additional clothes. Major Carver and his special forces team arrive and begin questioning Laura about David. She informs them that he is in the house, prompting David, who anticipated Carver's arrival, to launch an attack, resulting in a violent shootout between him and Carver's squad. Carver attempts to shield Laura, but she rushes back into the house. During the confrontation, David sustains a gunshot wound to the thigh but manages to treat himself and eliminates all the special forces operatives except for Carver. He discovers Laura hiding in the kitchen, visibly confused about the unfolding chaos. When she inquires about the situation, David remains tight-lipped. With his cover compromised, he stabs Laura with a kitchen knife and flees the scene. As he escapes, a cloud of dust obscures his vision, leading to a collision with another vehicle driven by Spencer, who is returning home. Without hesitation, David shoots Spencer in the head. Despite suffering a flat tire, Carver pursues David to the crash site but finds that he has already fled. He discovers Spencer's lifeless body and requests assistance from a passerby for a vehicle. Carver arrives at the restaurant where Anna is employed and delivers the tragic news of her parents' death, attributing it to David. He reveals that David is a subject of a military experiment and has been programmed to eliminate anyone who poses a threat to his identity. Carver expresses concern that David is unlikely to cease his actions, even if he desires to. Devastated by the revelation, Anna contacts her younger brother, who is preparing for a Halloween party at school. Shortly after Carver and Anna leave the restaurant, David arrives in a vehicle, seeking Anna. When he inquires about her whereabouts, he shoots Kristen when she fails to respond and subsequently detonates a grenade, destroying the restaurant due to his suspicions. David then rushes to the school in search of Luke. Meanwhile, Carver and Anna arrive at Luke's school ahead of David and enter a Halloween haunted house set up for the event. They eventually find Luke, who is cleaning up, and Anna embraces him, relieved to see him safe. However, just as they begin to feel secure, the lights suddenly go out, accompanied by eerie music. This turn of events is orchestrated by David from the sound room, utilizing a compilation CD that Anna had previously made for him. He disables the lights and intends to eliminate them. Following the directions of Luke's teacher to escape, they encounter David, who is prepared for their escape plan and kills the teacher who was leading them. Recognizing the need for a confrontation, Carver instructs Anna and Luke to find an alternate exit while he confronts David. Despite Carver's military rank, he proves unable to overpower David, who ultimately kills him. Meanwhile, Anna and Luke discover an exit, but David secures it with chains, trapping them inside. Determined to confront David despite Luke's fears, Anna reveals that David was responsible for their parents' deaths and seeks revenge. In response, Luke listens to his sister's advice and hides while clutching a knife that David had previously given him for protection. Ultimately, Anna faces David and fires Carver's gun at him. However, David manages to recover and attacks her from behind, stabbing her in the leg. As Anna falls to the floor, David attempts to strangle her. Concerned for his sister's safety, Luke intervenes and stabs David twice with the knife, freeing Anna from his grip. Surprisingly, instead of displaying anger, David appears somewhat proud of Luke's actions, acknowledges that he did the right thing, and gives him a thumbs up before losing consciousness. Shortly thereafter, police, ambulances, and firefighters arrive at the school. Anna and Luke are rescued but are profoundly affected by the traumatic events. While seated in the ambulance, they overhear firefighters mention that only 2 bodies have been recovered. As some firefighters exit the scene, Anna notices one of them limping. When he turns towards her, she realizes it is David, who has disguised himself as a firefighter to evade capture. Thanks for watching. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe for more of these recaps. Until next time, have a nice day.